Hello, good afternoon from Sheffield. I would like to ask you one important, crucial question for our free live stream crochet tutorial for next week. The question being, when do you want it? Ideally, it'd be any day between Monday to Friday, and the times are listed in the description down below. Okay. I know that there will be people who have a hard time doing this crochet tutorial live with us, but that's the beauty of YouTube, is that you can rewatch the videos as many times as you want, as long as they're online. All right, now, so if you can comment down below as to when is the best time for you, what day would be best. There's also a link that you can use. It's in my chriscrochet.co.uk website. It's in the Crochet 101 link. It is in the description. Now, some of you might be, ambivalent about, shall I start doing crochet or not? Basically, I just wanted to show you a few things that I have made throughout the years. Most of the things that I make in my shop are hats. This is the first hat that I made. This is probably about 5.5 years ago. Yes, very scruffy. And my daughter loves it so much that she kept it. And this is the same hat that I worked and reworked from the time that my friend taught me that first day. And then earlier this year, I finished this hat, which is, you might have seen it from a post. This is mine. I like using this when it's cooler weather. That's not my pattern, by the way, but I do love to crochet hats. But it's not just hats that I make. So a lot of the stuff that I make are for my daughter. So this one is a cape that I made for her when she was a toddler. So it's a little bit like, like Little Red Riding Hood, but it's in the purple. So she's a little purple Riding Hood. And this one is a scarf that I made with lovely wool. And I made this for myself. So I keep making stuff for her. And I was like, what about myself? Well, why don't I make something beautiful that I don't have to just watch my daughter use? So it's something nice, colorful, and useful for me. One of the first few things that I made was this one. It looks like a bag. I did make it into a bag. It's nice yarn. People have commented how lovely the bag is, but actually this is a hat. The intention was to make a hat. And at that point, I think I've just been crocheting for about 6 months. I didn't read the instructions very well. It said you have to test the gauge, which we can talk about later in some tutorial down the line. But I made it so big, and everybody was commenting while I was making it, oh, that is a very big hat. And because the yarn was not exactly cheap and I wanted to keep it, I made it into a bag. I just took an old belt, attached it, and then I put a cheaper bag inside just to line it so things don't fall out through the holes. Yeah, so those are some things that I have made since I started crocheting a few years ago. We have the intention of making things, and the first thing they're going to do is to make some of these crochet project bags. Probably a no-no for me to do that. So these project bags, small project bags that I have on my shop, we'll make these. Yeah, I think it's a very good beginner's project for us. Okay, so what do we need before our first tutorial next week? Well, besides me finding out when would be the best time that you guys are available for that tutorial, get yourselves a crochet hook. I like to use 4.5 millimeters. Some people like to use 5 millimeters. Some people like to use 5.5 millimeters, but I recommend any size between 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter hook. Okay. It can be of any make. You can use a plastic one. That's my first one. It's actually my favorite. I don't know. It's just the first is my favorite, you know. You can use an aluminum one, which I have in my online shop if you want to get a beginner's accessories for crochet. I have this like a combination of like metal hook with a nice rubbery grip. It's a bit more pricey, but ergonomically very nice. And this one is my most expensive crochet hook. It's by Furls. I would not recommend that you get this because if you drop it, it does break, and that's quite expensive. It's just like a something that I like to reward myself, you know, like nice, expensive, very beautiful crochet hook from Furls. But I would recommend that you start with either a plastic one or a metallic one. So besides the crochet hook, get yourselves some yarn. So I would recommend you get either a chunky yarn, also known as bulky yarn, or a aran weight yarn or a worsted weight yarn. Okay, so bulky, chunky, worsted, aran. Okay, any of those weights would be fine. Personally, I prefer a bulky or a chunky wool because it's easier to handle when you're beginners crocheting. Um, you know, if you use thin yarn, it's harder to handle. So with a substantial crochet hook and a substantial weight of yarn, it's easier to learn many things. Okay, so it would be really useful to know when would be the best time for you to do this live stream crochet tutorial. And really, it is for beginners. If you've done crochet before, but you struggle with certain stitches, you're more than welcome to join us. You're welcome to rewatch the videos just to make it, you know, just like a, I don't know, something to help you along, maybe to improve your crochet skills. Yes, and the reason why I wanted live stream is because I will need your feedback. You know, like Cris, it's a very good pace. Could you repeat that, please? I didn't quite get that. I would like for it to be interactive in that sense. And I really want to share this love of crochet, this skill, because it's helped me, not just in business wise. Because when I started out, it really was for I suppose something that would make me feel good about myself, something useful. I create a lot of things with it, even if it's just for my daughter or for myself. It's good for my mind, and it will be good for your mind as well. All right, so leave me comments as to when would be the best time for this crochet tutorial for you, or you can go to my link at crochet.co.uk crochet 101, which is in the description box. All right. We'll see you next week. Bye.